Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine and say hello to Rocco.
Hi, Rocco Gibson here.
Recording artist, chef, yoga instructor, and he's showing us how to start the day on a positive note. And while we're hanging out with Rocco, get ready for a dose of healthy vibes for mind, body, and spirit.
Black pepper. There we go. Bon appetit.
Hey folks, what's up? Tales from the Cow, or the Tao, verse 25. There was something formless and perfect before the universe was born. It is serene, empty, solitary, unchanging, infinite, eternally present. It is the mother of the universe. For lack of a better name, I call it the Tao. It flows through all things inside and outside and returns to the origin of all things. The Tao is great. The universe is great. Earth is great. Man is great. These are the four great powers. Man follows the earth follows the universe follows the Tao, and the Tao follows only itself. That's what I love about each of the verses in the Tao Te Ching. I'm not sure if you experience this, but I do. It definitely triggers a mindful state because it really talks about what cannot be talked about. The Tao is really the spirit, as I choose to call it. Really the universal energy that just animates all of us. The Tao is in the space that's all around us. It's in the space in between the words that are spoken. It's the stillness that's underneath you, that's all around you. It really is just an amazing concept. And for me, it's not even a concept, it's a reality that is expressed through words. There was something formless and perfect before the universe was born, serene, empty, solitary, unchanging. The Tao is always around, and the Tao is always going to be around. Doesn't matter what's going on, doesn't matter how many things are happening in the world, good, bad, the Tao is still here. The Tao is formless. So it's really just something that is very, very eternal and very pervasive. It is the mother of the universe, for lack of a better name, I call it the Tao. The mother of the universe, well, the Tao is really all over, and it's that energy that supports everything. So, therefore, how could it not be mother of the universe? It's mother of all of us. It flows through all things, inside and outside, and returns to the origin of all things. If you hold up your hand and if you can feel that inner life energy, that's the Tao. Well, it could also be the blood flow that you feel in your hands. However, all of the space within you, as I always mention Tolle, I will mention that in one of his books, he mentions that, according to physicists, when you think of all of the space that's in us, if you think of each molecule, If you think of the space between the electrons, basically that's 99.99% empty space. The whole universe. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm, which is the universe. So therefore, the universe is 99.99% empty space. Someone told me that if you took all of the matter of the Earth and you got rid of the space, and if you condensed it all, it would be maybe the size of a golf ball. Interesting. So, I love this. The Tao is great, the universe is great, Earth is great, man is great. The four great powers. Man follows the Earth follows the universe follows the Tao, and the Tao follows itself. So the Tao does not need anything. The Tao is not dependent on anything. Spirit doesn't depend on anything. We depend on the Tao. Without the Tao and without being connected to it, welcome to hell on earth. You've got that monkey mind that'll go ahead and just bogart, any form of peace that you've got, because that's what it knows. It's okay. We are all learning a different way. We are learning to question our thinking. We are learning to take what it is we hear with a grain of salt, to base our decisions on what lies beneath that rootedness and that solidness or solidity, whatever that specific word is. So I believe verse 25 really talks about the omnipresence of the Tao and the fact that the Tao is not going anywhere. Therefore, the more connected to the Tao you are, the more secure, the more safe, and the more at peace you're going to be. So that is verse 25 of the Tao Te Ching. Peace. I think a lot of people make the mistake of looking for Mr. Right, looking for Ms. Right or Mrs. Right. With the hopes that when they find this person, they're going to be, completely fulfilled. There's going to be a happily ever after, that, you're going to be holding hands on the beach. And I think that what true love really looks like is a very, very potent respect for yourself and an enjoyment that you can feel from your own presence. That what is really going to give you the happily ever after. That doesn't mean you're not going to share it with that soulmate, but there's not a dependency or a codependency. I will say my husband and I, we are each other's other half. We absolutely have a happily ever after. In my opinion, we have what I've always dreamed of in a relationship. And the reason why that it has worked is because he has an absolute love for himself and I have an absolute love for myself. Neither one of us have that emptiness where we were trying to find the other to fulfill something within us. If we had taken that route, who knows where things would be at today. But when you are grounded within yourself and when you are rooted within yourself and when you know your own presence, you can truly love everybody around you, and you can feel love from other people. In my opinion, and according to literature that I've read from Byron Katie and from Eckhart Tolle, there is not one singular person out there, not one, that can fill up your heart. That's not even possible. Another person cannot do that. That is why sometimes you might feel like you're really falling for somebody, or you might really think that you truly want to be someone, and you're upset be with someone, and you're upset because that person doesn't seem to be reciprocating. In terms of true love, that person can't, in my opinion. That person can love you, but that person can't fill that up. You are the only one who can do that. True love has to come from within you. It has to be a fulfillment that you feel within yourself, and it has to be something where you are solid and secure. If you don't have that special someone, or if you don't have, that Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, or whatever that happens to be for you, if you don't have that within yourself, if you don't feel the joy of your own presence, you're going to try to find that fulfillment where it cannot be found. You have to have that love coming from you to you. You have to feel and be in touch with that love within you to get that true fulfillment. All right, folks, I'm going to teach you a couple of very relaxing, pleasurable yoga moves that you can do while sitting down. So I've shown you how to warm the spine up a few episodes in the past on the mat, but I'm going to show you how you can do it sitting in a chair. So just imagine that your sits bones, that your butt rooted into the seat, your feet, your legs, feel yourself grounded, and yet feel your spine lifting up. Root to rise. What we're gonna do now is some seated cat-cows. Place your hands comfortably either on the knees, or if you want them further up the thighs, that's okay too. Take a nice inhale. On your exhale, round your spine into cat and feel your belly button going back towards your spine as if it's a magnet. Maybe you can feel your chin massaging your collarbone, getting your thyroid. On your inhale, go into a seated cow. Feel your lungs expanding, feel your heart opening. Exhale, round again into cat. Inhale, open up your heart. Exhale, feel the belly button going right back towards that spine. Do a few at your own pace. And remember, body and breath moving together. They are the dance, you are the chaperone. If you want to add some ujjayi breathing to this, that's fine. Just lightly constrict the back of your throat. That's going to change the sound of your breath from a forest breeze to more of an oceanic wave. They call that Darth Vader breath. That's also known as victorious breath as well. So then, straighten your spine up. Now we're going to go from side to side. So place your knees together for leverage. Lift up, interlace the fingers, and gently go from side to side. We've warmed the spine up from front to back. Now we're going from side to side. And if the biceps touch the sides of the head, that's okay, as long as they touch naturally and you're not tugging up like this. So that you can achieve that, you want to feel comfortable. You want to feel almost kind of a morning stretch quality, not anything beyond that. You definitely shouldn't be, you shouldn't feel like you're hanging from the ceiling. So do that, and you can link the movements with the breathing. Then we're gonna stop. Lower your hands, give yourself a couple of shoulder rolls, front, up and back. This helps to open the chest up. All right, now we're gonna do a twist. So what you're gonna do, place one hand on your hip and the other on the outside of, not directly on the knee, but a little bit above that. Feel your spine lifting up, peek over your shoulder, and begin to twist back. Keep it light. On that effort scale from 1 to 10, we're talking maybe a 2, 3 tops. And on your inhales, imagine your spine lifting up. On your exhales, or exhalations, imagine the spine twisting back. This doesn't mean you're twisting back any further, but using your imagination helps you to stay in the pose. Now to come out of this, on your inhale, come up, place your hands, dip back down. On the exhale, give yourself a little cat-cow to stabilize the spine before we twist to the other side. Inhale up. Actually, we're not inhaling up. Sorry about that. Place one hand on the hip, the other on the knee, and the reason why this keeps your hips solid while you're in the twist. Twist on back. On your inhale, imagine your spine lifting up. On your exhale, imagine the spine twisting back. Think of this as moving meditation. Take a nice inhale. exhale, and inhale, come up. Exhale the hands down. Give yourself a few cat-cows. And there you go. Namaste. I want to share this with you guys. I have mentioned in previous videos, previous vlogs, that before I create something, that poof of inspiration happens. I didn't use those exact words, but that was the point that I made. And I actually am getting the hankering to start a new album. It's funny because up until very recently, the thought of making another album, I just wasn't feeling it. I just really, really wasn't. I was, if anything, was feeling more drawn to starting to produce and make music videos for the tunes that I already have. And I still have that hankering, and I'm still going to be working on that. But I have 2 tracks that I finished, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And I just started a 3rd one, and it kind of feels like I'm starting to get my musical mojo back. Not that I ever wasn't interested, because I knew at some point I'd be doing another one, but you know, you really have to wait for the creative surge to pick you up. Because if you try to think your way or premeditate, you know, anything creative, it's not going to happen, at least from my perspective and my experience. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I did complete a 2nd music video. My first one was Overdose. I did a regular version, and I did a director's cut, and I even did more of an extended cut to it, which you know, which is only available on you know, certain channels. But I do want to say though that the 2nd video is for insomnia. It took me a day and a half. It was really easy to do. I did it right from my phone, and it started as a promo. You know, those little promos that you see? Well, you know, I did one for insomnia, and I was watching it, and I'm like, this looks very artistic and very good. And I decided, why don't I just shoot more footage and turn it into a full-length music video? And so I did. I fine-tuned it in the same way I would a tune, and you know, lo and behold, I ended up submitting it to DistroKid, and so within a few days, it'll be playing on Vivo and YouTube. And unlike Overdose, which is very intense, and you know, there's a public service announcement at the end, there's a warning at the beginning, this is very family friendly. It's artistic. It's in black and white. It looks a little bit film noir, and it's, you know, me basically wandering through the house trying to stay awake after having not slept. So it's interesting. But the point is, I'm being called by the music to start creating again, and that's great. So I feel that it's going to take a few months, but I have a feeling that by the end of March, I'm thinking, because my 51st is going to be then, and a nice birthday gift for myself will be a new album release. Woohoo! Maybe I should call it Silver.
Are you worried about the future and your current bank balance? It's not too late to catch up with the incredible AIM investing method, the system you can learn and share with others. for generations of wealth building. Get started today at jjjinvesting.com.